According to reports, we're looking at maybe, according to Albert Breer of ESPN, maybe 4 to 6 games for Rashee Rice. But there's no confirmation. We're still waiting on that. We've got a bunch of other news. Najee not good news coming in on Najee. I'll read that in a minute. But the Fantasy Football Show goes live when news breaks. Your boy's here to save the day. File on in. Hit that like button. Let's do it live.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks, baby. And also live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern show. It is Friday. Will be coming up here at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So just hang tight for that one. This is not that show. This is a breaking news show. We've got Hampton news. We got Najee news. We got Rashee Rice news. Now, the Rashee Rice news is not confirmed on any level. It's just Albert Breer telling us that 4 to 6 games is what the Chiefs are bracing for. Now, sometimes the teams get made aware a little early so that they can brace, and that might be leaked potentially. Or it could be Breer just trying to get clicks and views, and he's saying 4 to 6 because it's a logical number. So we have no real confirmation on, what that entails. But what I will say is that if it is 6 and not 4, or if it's 5 and not 4, or if it's 4 even, this is a buying opportunity. The type of drafter that just runs away from Rice and says things like, I'm not drafting Rice. I'm done. I'm out on Rice. Those people are not looking at it from the newfound perspective. You always have to take things in compartments. You have to say, this is pre-NFL drafting. This is right after post NFL drafting. And then you've got to also, when the preseason is going on, you have drafting mindsets then. And then right when the preseason is wrapping up in some of the redraft leagues, you've got new values and things to consider. So even if this does go this direction, you've got Worthy goes up in value. You've got Jalen Royals goes up in value. Mahomes does not go down in value, but people will think he goes down in value. This is still one of the better receiving rooms in the league, even with Rice not on the field, because Worthy got into a groove at the end of the year. And if you take Worthy's final 5 games played in 2024, including a very mediocre game, we're not cherry picking at all. He was the number 2 overall wide receiver if you did extrapolate that 5-game data across 17 games. If you multiply it, that would score wide receiver 2 numbers. People that suggest that it's box of juice, you can fade Mahomes all you want. You're putting that receipt out there for yourself. Anybody that's going to fade Mahomes because they think this makes him not a top 5-6 quarterback is going to be in for a rude awakening. Mahomes is in probably the best shape of his life because he's hit the gym and got rid of the dad bod. Worthy is a top 5 to 10 wide receiver if he's solo without Rice. He's still a top 10 to 12 wide receiver with Rice on the field. Kelsey dropped 20 LBs. Jalen Royals is looking like a veteran, an advanced veteran in this system. Impossible to guard and contain in practice, and they drafted him for this very reason if they needed to use him. Rashard Smith's been lining up as a wide receiver. This is a converted wide receiver from college. So anybody that thinks that Mahomes isn't going to do well, they just don't really look into this stuff, and that's fine. It's, leave it to the people that actually dig into the data and dig into what's really going on. Mahomes is a player that has lived inside the top 4 more than he's ever lived outside the top 4. And just because he has 2 seasons where he finished 7 and 10, people think he can't be a top 5 QB anymore. And people think when things go bad in a situation, they go bad entirely. They don't look at the perspective of Worthy, Royals, Rashard Smith, Hollywood Brown, Pacheco back, Kelsey dropping 20 LBs, Gray there if they need him. This is still a top 12 pass catching room in the entire National Football League with a coach that has aired it out before, run well, aired it out, figured out how to win and skate by last year with a skeleton crew. What do people think is going to happen now? Now, Rice is going to be an unbelievable value go forward, if there is an announcement, and this is not official by any means, this is just what Albert Breer is saying that the Chiefs are bracing for, and the assumption is maybe the Chiefs have been told a little bit in advance. It's kind of one of those scenarios where you just have to kind of prepare a little bit now. If you're an Underdog drafts right now, we'll draft at midnight tonight. Make sure you sign up now. I'll drop the link. It's only a $10 minimum, and on Underdog, we do drafts every single night at midnight Eastern. That's 9 p.m. Pacific time. So click that link right now that I just dropped in the live chat. I'll pin it right now, and we'll be drafting tonight on Underdog together, and we'll see where Mahomes goes. We'll see where Rice goes. But in go forward drafts, you can cry and complain and bitch and moan about where Rice was drafted in your previous drafts, or you can take the bull by the horn or the horns and take control of the situation and say, I'm going to go get Rice at round 5 value now. If he goes to 5.1, you're winning leagues off that. This is a top 5 to 7 wide receiver per start. In best ball, he's a phenom. In non-best ball, it's hard to draft him and decide where to draft him, but when you do get him in the right spot, he's a league winner. And it's not as easy to draft him in non-best ball, but it's still a league-winning move if the price is right. So, crying, complaining, buying on the dip, Buzz, is the correct answer. Crying and complaining, bitching and moaning, and why me, when you have a whole world of opportunity in front of you. You got to look at things in life, even people that have gotten divorced, even people that have something go wrong in their life. You have an opportunity to look at it 2 ways. And a guy called in, he said he's going through a rough divorce, and we said this to him using the psychology in fantasy football, using the psychology in life here on the channel. We told him this. I told him this. I said, you got a new life. You got pre-divorce life. It's a good life. There's a lot of depressing things about getting divorced, but I told the man, you've got a post-divorce life. You have 2 lives. You were just born again for your second life. Are you going to mourn and complain and look backwards on your previous life, or are you going to go live your second life? Are you going to go have the best second life that you've been given, gifted, blessed with? And the man's like, okay, I'm doing it. This is the same concept with anything. You look at Rashee Rice, you have Rice pre this information. You've already made your bed with those teams. And I don't even think it's a big deal. We got Rice in the 4th round over and over and over in the last handful of drafts. I still contemplate with the 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 game suspension. I still contemplate Rice at the top of 5, but if he fell to 6, I'm smashing that value all day long. This is a top 5 to 7 wide receiver. Your post Rice suspension news is a whole new life for you to live. You can either bitch and moan and complain about the past, or you can go take Rice in round 6 and buy on the dip, buy more shares like they do in stock market trading, where this is going to go up in value. This is great. So you may have some shares at 4th and 3rd round value before any news broke and you're pissed off about it. You can buy more shares at 6th and 7th round value, protect the shares you bought earlier, and slam. That's the way this world works. You can either react and go get the opportunity, or you can complain and pretend how upset you are about Rice getting a 4-game suspension. And again, we don't even know. It says 4 to 6. We've said 2 to 4 is more likely. It might land right on 4 on the button. It could be 5. It could be in between. It could be that the Breer's trying to get clicks and it's not 4 to 6 at all. To the letter of the NFL law and policy, it wouldn't even make sense to be 6. But again, as we've said, the commissioner can have a heavy hand in one moment and have a light hand in the next, and you can never truly predict what they're going to do. So smash the value of Rashee Rice in round 5-6 if that opportunity presents itself. Mahomes doesn't go down in value. Would he have been? He would have gone up in value. Is what you got to look at this. If Rice, everyone's been waiting for this news. If Mahomes had been handed, hey, here you go, Rice, he's only out 1 or 2 games. Mahomes would have went from 80 to 70 on best ball Underdog ADP, and that's crazy. He goes in the 80s. Mahomes would have went in non-best ball from, let's say, 6.1 or 5.8 all the way up to 5.1, just on the mere news that Rice is going to be there in week 2 if he was just to get a 1-game suspension. So Mahomes would have went up in value. What's crazy is Mahomes is already priced as if Rice is out for the year. If Rice was out for the year, Mahomes still deserves his 80 overall value on Underdog. Promo code Smitty, link pinned in the live chat. I'll drop the link fresh right now. Make sure you sign up now so you can draft tonight on Underdog. Mahomes is priced in at 80. You're in your grandma league, in your home league. He's going in 6, 6.1, 6.5, sometimes 7, sometimes 5.8. That's already 6. Anything in 6 is already packaged in. Rice could be out for the year, and Mahomes deserves number 5 drafted player value. You know, Box, you can keep disagreeing all you want and try and put a damper on the chat, but 30-minute timeout for you. Because you're nonstop negativity, bro. No matter what I'm saying, you're just sitting in here in the chat, and disagreeing's fine, but you're a distractor. So in timeout you go. And people that continue to disagreeing's fine, but continue to try and derail the chat. I'm up here giving a lesson. I'm up here trying to teach you, Box. I'm up here trying to teach you fantasy football. If I'm a professor sitting up there and there's a student going, nope, what he's saying is not right. Everybody, nope. Do you think that teacher's letting you sit in the front row? I don't think so, Box. Start acting better. Clean up your act. Nope. This professor don't know what he's talking about. That's different than, I just don't like the value there, Smith. I don't think that's good. You do what you want to do, but you're not doing it here. I'll tell you that right now, Box. You'll be out of here as quickly as I can snap my finger.
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating mask.
Do what you want. Live how you want. All of you that are freaking out about this, freak out. It's fine. Freak out for a second. Take a deep breath, but just realize that the moment we have newfound value in ADP for Rice, we need to have a newfound outlook. We have to have a newfound expectation. This is going to be an amazing opportunity. All you have to do is take advantage of it and not try and reflect on what you did wrong and how many shares you took. A lot of the natural reactions that people have is they say something like, oh, I've already drafted so much of him in round 3 or 4 when I didn't know he's getting, and then you're like, I got to stay away from him now in total because I already have shares. You can't look at those drafts or those shares as any correlation to this. This is a new opportunity. You might not get the value you paid exactly, but per start you might. Per start you will. And most redraft leagues have not happened yet. So the impact, anybody freaking out about best ball shares, he's a phenom in best ball. T. Higgins won best ball mania last year. That guy was wide receiver 17, missed a bunch of games, and is the most inconsistent wide receiver that plays well in best ball you can find, and he still won best ball mania. Best ball is about getting to the finals. Rice isn't going to make you not get to the finals. Rice is going to be there to close it out for you. You have to understand what is going on. You have to get what time it is. And in best ball and Dynasty, there's no effect from this. And anybody that's already drafted their redraft league, drafting redraft early is a little different than drafting Dynasty early, drafting best ball early. Drafting redraft early can be complicated. I'd still do it because of the advantages of getting Hunter early and getting Harvey at the discount right now. But you knew that this was a potential volatile situation. So if you did draft and redraft early, that's kind of on you for not absorbing the risk that was here. So when people come in and go, oh man, I'm avoiding him now. Oh man, this sucks. Like, how does it suck? You drafted him in best ball. He can crush and win you a league in best ball. Oh, I drafted Mahomes already. Mahomes is already baked in at 8 round value. And when Rice comes back, he's a top 5-4-3 quarterback. And even with Rice out, he could be a top 5 quarterback. Worthy, Royals, Hollywood, Brashard Smith, Pacheco, Kelsey. This is a top, I'd say top 10 pass catching room without Rice. It's top 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3 with Rice. Everybody's got to start thinking clearly. Mahomes is still a steal. Now, on the other front, buy Mahomes all day, and especially if Mahomes dips now. If Mahomes dips, buy on the dip again. Najee Harris and Hampton, this is not the greatest news for Najee, I'll tell you that. Coming out of multiple places, Harbaugh ended up having this to say on Najee's eye. He said, quote, "There's a chance Harris could miss week 1. I'm talking about what I know, and I can say, can he open his eye? Question mark. Yeah, I've looked into his eye." Harbaugh, I'm not laughing because of the situation. I'm laughing because Harbaugh is just a character. I didn't quite hear this line. I want to go back and watch the interview or the question, because I could just see him looking like a deer in headlights. Can he open his eye? I've looked into his eye. I looked into his beautiful eye, and I stared and gleamed at it, and I saw myself being born as a baby. And I love Harbaugh. I'm not ripping on Harbaugh. Harbaugh is a wonderful, beautiful gift to the fantasy football and NFL community. But I could just see Harbaugh right now answering this question. I looked in his eye, and I saw my mom. I saw myself being born. And then there was a fig tree, and the fig tree looked very strong, but there was apples on it. And that told me that this is going to be okay. Harris is going to be fine. Anyway, back to the real quote. Yeah, I looked into his eye. I can tell you stuff like that. Past that, I don't want to characterize something or put words on something or diagnose. Just not qualified to do that. This is getting worse by the day. Najee's losing ground by the minute. And Hampton has got a kung fu grip on everything, like we predicted from the start. When the news broke that there was a superficial, surface level eye injury, I told you it didn't smell right. The moment we read that news live on the air, on that live stream, we said this does not smell right. And we've been correct again, 100% on the speculative piece here. Now, we've had screaming matches on this channel. Ron Navy specifically goes to bat for Harris every chance he gets. He calls in and screams and yells at me for speculating. I don't know. I don't have the facts. I shouldn't be reporting on it as if I'm not a prediction show. We predicted this one right yet again. Now, I will say, I take my L's. I don't sit here and pretend that I get everything right. If he gets 6 games, Rashee Rice, I will take an L on that. It's still not devastating. It still doesn't make you lose leagues. You still knew there was a potential for it, but I went ahead and say this is a 2 to 4 game suspension. There's a 2 to 4 game suspension. And yeah, I looked into Rashee Rice's eye. famous Amos. I looked into Rashee Rice's eye. I saw 2 to 4. I might have been wrong. I might have saw 2 to 4, and I didn't realize I needed to look into both eyes because I was thinking Najee that there was just one eye to look in. He's got 2. It might end up equaling 6. But at the end of the day, you're not losing a league, and no one should have drafted him in redraft yet anyway. So how you bat off? You bat off in best ball because he gets 6 games, and we don't even know if he's getting that. I'm just saying if he is. But I'll take the L on this. 2 games off. Some people are saying 6 to 8 games. 8 games, 9 games, half a season. He'll be gone for a year. I mean, that's more wrong than being instead of 2 to 4 at 6. But I'll take the L. As far as this one, we've called this to a T. To a T. To a T.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, I'm not trying to celebrate Najee losing one of his lenses, you know, and he might still get the vision back. Harbaugh just told you can't speak to things he doesn't know. But what I can tell you is when you have an eye that looks like this and you can't open it. Let me see if I can find the image of Najee's eye. Didn't I bring it on screen here yesterday? I have it here somewhere. Oh, Najee, here it is. This is Najee's eye. I think I have an actual full size photo too that I can put on screen. Here it is right here. So here's Najee. You know, he posted this on Snapchat. This is not AI. You know, this is, no pun intended, not AI. This is real eye. We had a boxing expert call into the channel and suggested he thinks it's glued shut. We have since heard that Harbaugh's gleamed into it. So I don't know if maybe he gleamed into it before it got glued shut, or maybe it's not glued shut and he just can't open it. It's just still too swollen. But the bottom line is what's probably happening here, and this is what I've predicted from the start, that there's either some sort of detached retina. I don't think it's just a scratch of any kind. It's a detached retina, something that can't be rattled. Even if there was swelling to the optic nerve, or there's both, or there was a couple different things. This is one of those scenarios where he cannot shake it, rattle it, or jostle it around, or he could lose vision in the eye. And what that tells me, especially when 2 days ago Harbaugh was told by the trainers and the rehab staff and the doctors, the Stanford doctors, he's seeing Stanford doctors. It's so serious that they're going to specialists that are the best in the business. It's not like he's calling his HMO going, "Hey, Dr. Stevens, oh, he's not in today. Who's in?" "Dr. Margaret." "I've never visited Dr. Margaret." "Okay, you got an appointment at 4:30? You have any cancellations?" Like that. This isn't it. This is, hey, get the Stanford doctors on the line. Cancel all of the advanced master's courses that they're teaching later. We've got to get on the case. So this has been bad from the start. And Najee, with this swollen eye, can't jostle it. He was given approval, as I was just trying to say, and I derailed my own topic in conversation here. He was told by trainers and doctors that he could be cleared to walk laps around and get his exercise because his cardio is going sideways. Keep in mind, Najee's he's not probably a player that's going to stay at a very nice weight if he's not running and staying active. And he's been out of commission for over a month. July 4th of July is when this firework mishap happened. It's August 8th. We're 5 days expired from the 4th of July. So we're talking about a player that's been sitting stagnant for over 30 days by the time he's able to go walk. Do you think he's gaining some lbs, losing some muscle mass? Do you think he's in shape to go play football? He's not. And even walking laps, he's so far beyond being in football shape. There's no threat to Hampton at all. Now, prayers up to Najee. I want everyone to know. I hope that he heals. I hope it's better. I'm not celebrating anything. Is there an agenda here? No. I know people think that about me, but there's not. There's no agenda here. This is just straight me telling you what I'm seeing as a little tiny detective in this business, and we've called it to a T. Now, at the end of the day, do I think that Najee hits the field? Yes. Do I think he misses week 1? Absolutely. Because he can't even run right now. It's August 8th and he's not allowed to run. He's not cleared to run, which means he's so far from running, he just got cleared to walk. He can't get that thing hit. He can't shake it at all, or he'll lose all opportunity to get whatever vision they're trying to get back and lose the eye entirely. Not to mention the depth perception thing. Even if there's damage to it, which we don't know any of these things, but if there's damage to the eye, even if he gets some of the vision back, as I've told you all, extend your arm. Don't put your hand right here. Extend your arm out away from your face. Make a circle and put it on my nose. And then cover your right eye or your left eye and see if I vanish. If I don't, cover the other eye and see if I vanish. I should shift over. I should drastically shift over when you cover your dominant eye. You just got to find it. It's usually your right eye. So cover your right eye. You'll see me move. You'll see me just completely shift over. That's because you have a dominant eye and you have a non-dominant eye. He might have a dominant left eye. We don't know. But either way, you lose an eye. Your eyes see things slightly different. You know what astigmatism is? If you might have one and you don't even know what it is. Astigmatism is where your eyes see the point differently. And so as you get further away, those points separate and get further and further away. Your eyes are very delicate and they need to be used together. Now, people born without an eye, they adjust. People that injure an eye or lose an eye, they adjust. Najee's got no time to adjust. He can't just go out there in year 1 and just be like, I'm catching footballs with one eye. It's hard. Your depth perception's off. And so there's literally no positives here. There's none. Could he come out onto the field and take some, goal line work? Sure. But Hampton's going to be so far integrated into the offense and getting better. he's so far advanced from where Hampton is, learning the offense, being in the offense. They're both brand new to the offense. This is Hampton's show. At the end of the day, Najee is a handcuff at best. I would not even draft him standalone for 2025. I really wouldn't. Vidal's going to earn some time. Harris may come back and be needing to get in shape and doesn't really play until week 4, 5, 6. You don't really even know. And at that point, what happens? Does he get injured? Because it's kind of like holding out at that point. Not his fault, but when you hold out, you don't play football and you get thrown to the wolves, or you get eased back in a quick fashion, you tend to get injured. Now, he's never missed a game. But look, this is a different scenario. He's also a bigger guy. He's probably going to pack on the LBs. It's going to be a lot harder for him to get on the field and be in good shape. This is Hampton's game. This is Hampton's season. This is Hampton's team. And Hampton's going to be a top 6 to 10 running back. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, what about Slater? What's going on with the offensive line? They're moving Alt over to left tackle. They've got enough, depth at the position that I think they're going to be fine. Is it ideal? No. Would Hampton average let's say he averages 4.4 yards per carry this year, 4.5. Would he have averaged 4.7 with Slater and Alt, both in the positions that they were designed this year to be in? Yeah, probably. So if you want me to give you an actual number, people want me to try and project it. Again, this is just me giving you educated guesses. Let's just say 4.5 per carry times we'll call it 265 carries. 265, that's 1192. So 1192 at 4 point, what did I say? Was that 4.5? Let me do it again. 4.5 times 265. So 1192. So 265 carries. That is 4.5 a carry. If Najee, so 1192. If Najee averaged, let's say 4.8 yards per carry times 265, that would be 1272. So is he gonna average less yards per carry and probably get less yards this year? Yeah. Do they maybe throw to him more because this team struggles a little bit to get the first downs that they would have got with that extra wiggle room? Maybe. And maybe he makes up for it in a way we can never measure, and he catches 15 more balls. We have no clue. My advice is this: don't let it affect your Hampton value. And if anything, Hampton's value went to this territory of, I would say, prior to the Slater news, we had Hampton climbing into this entire second round. We had people running in and going, "Oh my God, I'd take Hampton at 2.1, Smitty," and we're like, "Back off, bro. Don't try and move his ADP. I'd take him at 2.5. I'd take him at 2.11. He was a second round lock with the Najee news, even though we all knew what was going on. It's just people wait. They want to hear it. They need the tangible evidence. Now with the Slater news, I would say that he dropped back down to 3.1. I don't think he fell all the way to where he was probably going. I think that he took the bump and then he took the jump back down, but he gained more steps than he lost. So I would say that you're still getting him in the 3.1 territory, but he still feels like a very safe, like 2.11 to 2.12 pick if all things go awry in round 2 and you don't like what you're dealing with. If you've got to take Hampton at the 2-3 turn, I'm fine with it. But he still deserves very much to be a high third round player. He deserves to be your third drafted player. I'm not concerned about the offensive line situation. In some cases, they still have a much better offensive line than the majority of teams where you're not concerned and you're still drafting guys high. This is kind of like the Mahomes worthy Rice thing. With Rice, the news of Rice, people are going to freak out on Mahomes now. Mahomes has already been freaked out on. You already have a non-appropriate ADP for Mahomes, and finding out that Rice may or may not get a 4 or 6 game suspension, again, not confirmed, it's going to make people drop Mahomes when he's already too low because people are fickle and people are scared. And that's just the nature of the game we play and the advantages that we get offered that get handed to us when these opportunities arise. So we'll keep tabs on the Rice thing. Maybe we'll even find out today what I tend to find to be true is when we get a leak, like the team is bracing for, that's because they've been told, hey, we're going to make an announcement later. And that's if Albert Breer did actually I don't know if Albert Breer is just making up the number to try and get clicks and views. If it is a true number and the Chiefs were told, hey, brace for a 4 to 6, that's probably because they're being told, hey, that this news is coming today or tomorrow. We want you to know in advance. So that my experience tells me that the suspension is coming very soon, and that's a warning shot. Now it might be 4, and if it's 4, it's right on par for what we've said, 2 to 4 game suspension. If it's 5 or 6, I overestimated the commissioner's ability to overlook the Kansas City Chiefs situation a little more than I thought. But it's not even official yet, and it could be 4. It could be right where that overlap was, and then we're not wrong at all. There's more news we'll go over at 8 p.m. I'm not going to cover everything that's kind of floating out there because we have the 8 p.m. show coming up in about an hour and a half. I will say that I've moved around for those that haven't paid a lot of attention to the Moonman, Marsman, Satterman, or watched every minute of every show. We've been hyping up this Tory Horton for a little while now. And Tory Horton, I moved over onto the Moonman list, and I moved Thornton over to the midseason monster list. So Thornton got moved here to the midseason monster list because Thornton's probably, it just appears that he's going to take a little bit longer, I think, during the season to kind of explode. He had a nice catch last night. Looks really good, but there's definitely the possibility that it could take a little bit longer than we thought for him to just explode. So I think it's fitting to go to the midseason monster board, but Horton is on the Moonman list.
The Moonman, dropping loads in outer space.
And I will say this about Tory Horton, the Seattle Seahawks rookie wide receiver.
Space Monsters.
The hype train is getting in motion, okay? It's getting in motion. The only thing I'll tell you, though, is that it's still not fully in motion. I'm getting him on Underdog a little earlier than his ADP, but he's still going in like the 15, 14, 16 round territory. So while the hype train is building, it is still very much not caught up. And so Horton is going to remain a very good value for a while. Even if people rise Horton up to probably like, I don't know, let's call Horton a 12th rounder soon, or even a 11th or 13th rounder, he still can crush that value. He's a potential league winner, wide receiver 3-4. Don't expect wide receiver 2 numbers. Don't expect him to be the next, elite top 10 wide receiver. Don't get your expectations so far out there that you can't reel them back. But this is a player that is climbing fast, and people are starting to take notice. He scored a touchdown last night. We've been hyping him up all week long. Some of these things are a blessing in disguise. Some of these things are not. This feels good to see confirmation, because kind of like the Genty situation. We wanted to see Genty rip off a 50-yard touchdown last night, but we also walked into the live stream right before the game started and said, kind of hope he does nothing, so that people just freak out. And he did nothing, and boy, did people freak out. So it's a catch-22. Horton having the touchdown confirms what confirms what we've been saying about Horton. He's a fantastic sleeper. And it helps us, feel good about the pick. If Horton didn't catch a ball last night, and imagine what the reaction would have been. And that wouldn't have really told anything. It wouldn't have really painted a picture at all, because it's a preseason game. Genty didn't even play with his quarterback the entire time he was on the field. They took Geno right off the field after the first series, and people were complaining about Genty, and let them complain. Genty is such a good player, and it's comments like this that, like, it fuels the fire, but you just got to ignore people that don't really follow football like that much. They're either like a big fan of one particular team, or they're not like a ball knower overall. So those people are so loud. That guy, anybody in the chat that says something like Genty's going to be trash, like that, clearly not a ball knower. But if they say it, you've got to understand there's two types of people. People that were already against him and just quiet in the shadows, in the oleanders, just hiding like Homer Simpson. And then as soon as some kind of sign helped them with their point, they jump out in front and say something. Like, hey, I told you. And it just feels like there's new people are emerging onto the scene that hate Genty. And you're like, wow, people doubt Genty. It's kind of wild. But you gotta enjoy that those comments are there. You gotta enjoy that there are people that don't know football that are in your leagues and inside chats and communities that are spreading that kind of nonsense, and then it just helps the value stay at bay. So Genty dropping to round 2 is just a gift beyond gifts. I mean, I can't imagine, man, if Genty goes into 2, 3, 4 territory, we're absolutely crushing it. We're winning leagues on Genty. 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, not the 4th round. If he goes into that 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, even 2.5 territory, he's not going to fall past that. There's not enough people that run their mouth that don't know ball, like that comment I just showed you. There's not enough people out there doing that are going to move the needle. People are too smart for that. They're not going to listen to a guy like that. They're not going to listen to a comment like that. But there will be some people that were maybe on the fence about him being 12 overall that might let him fall to 12, 13, 14, 15 because of those comments. Because of the fear of just the Raiders in general. Like, oh, the offensive line. I keep hearing on these other channels that the offensive line and the entire team is so bad. They're so bad. Last year, look at last year. Last year they did this, so this year they got to do this. And I know everyone's comment and takeaway from last night was that the Raiders line was trash. The Raiders line is going to be much improved from last year. Much improved. Just having Genty on the field and just having Geno there. You know, like, did anybody see Bowers do anything last night? I mean, are we really judging this Raiders team? Are we really judging the Raiders for not stretching the field? Are we judging them for trying 3 draw plays? It's just wild to me. Just insane. Smitty, I'm late. Can you redo the show for me? Yeah. Let me hit this button to restart the show right now. There we go. Let's restart.
Take a big laugh.
Phone lines are open. Dial in, dial in, dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
The line's specifically open for somebody that wants to call in and make themselves look a little foolish on Ashton Genty. that line is wide open for you if you want to call and improve your I don't know. You're either a backtracker or you have no information whatsoever on any of this. Phone caller, you are live. Where are you calling from and what is your name?
Smith. It's Box. I'm taking my 30-minute lap.
Yeah, you better.
From Buffalo.
You better take your 30-minute lap. What can I do? What can I do for you, Box?
Why you put me in timeout for just disagreeing?
Because you're in there being an instigator on everything I'm saying. Look, the moderators see it. I see it. There's a difference between. Let me merge these calls real quick. Hold on 1 second. Hang tight real quickly. Let me get all these people merged in. Let's see. Merge that caller. Merge that caller and merge everybody mute yourself unless you're box of juice, and then I'll swing around the phone line and help all of you one by one. Just hang tight. But yeah, Box, it's different when you're in there and you're just kind of trying to instigate on everything I say. I mean, we've seen it. It's the last handful of times you just like, oh, no, disagree. No, Smitty's wrong. And it's fine to disagree.
Well, yeah,
but it's another
Mahomes,
it's another though to disagree. It's another to sit there. Like I said, I'm up here teaching a class, bro. I don't want or need you in the chat constantly trying to go, guys, don't listen to him. I don't care that you're saying that. No one's listening to you, but it's a distraction. It's a distraction. You can be productively disagreeable, or you can try and be somebody that's distracting and trying to derail the chat. It's like you're trying to teach the class. I'm going to try and take over this class. You're going to get booted for that.
Oh, that's not my intention.
Okay, well, it's fine to disagree.
Not my
okay,
intention.
it's fine to disagree.
I was trying to have a conversation.
But you weren't.
I was.
Okay, go ahead. Have your conversation now. Have your conversation now. Caller, mute yourself. You're damn the phone line. Hold on, bro. You're everybody call back in. Box of Juice. All you guys call back in. I don't know what's going on my phone line lately. It just merged over. All right, caller. Who's this? What's your name and where you calling from?
Smitty, this Chino. I'm from Philly for real.
What's up, man?
You sent me to the chip, bro. I watched the show last season, bro. Like, I was a rookie. People was making fun of me, bro. I tuned into your show. You sent somebody to the moon. I forgot who it was, but that shit literally won me the league and shit. But
Attaboy. Probably JD5.
I just wanted to know.
Probably JD5. Hold on one second. Let me merge these calls. Hold on one second. Let me get this all back to normal. I don't know why it does that. Damn it. I got to figure out why it's doing that. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chino. I'm sorry.
Nah, so honestly, I just wanted to know if you had first pick and this is draft, like, who are you taking? Who are you taking first pick, first round?
I get asked that question about 50 times a day, bro. And the answer is I'm going to merge this call. Box of Juice, call back. I wasn't trying to hang up on you. It's just the phone line's been acting up. So call back, Box. I get asked this question 50 times a day. Chino, it's basically, it's as simple as if it's running back heavy, I'm going Bijan. If it's wide receiver heavy, I'm going to probably think about Jamar Chase. I mean, he looked phenomenal last night. And then you just...
Right, yo, he a dog.
Yeah, he is. Bro, he's so good. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't really go wrong with Bijan or Jamar Chase. Both are amazing. The only thing that you're going to find is that if you miscalculate your league and your environment, you could get screwed. You know what I mean? Like and I'm not saying you get screwed on the Chase pick, but if let's say you take Chase and you get down to round number the 2-3 turn and there's just not players that you like. But the thing about that right now though is Chase Brown looks so good. You almost have Chase Brown. Yeah, Chase Brown. You almost have Chase Brown. If Chase Brown doesn't make it to 2.12, Bucky or somebody gets pushed down that shouldn't. But I do find that at 2.12 and 3.1, the 2-3 turn, I have been at the one pick on Underdog kind of a little bit upset that a couple players didn't fall, and I'm like Chase Brown's gone, Bucky's gone, London's gone, and I'm like, hey, I go Kyron, and I'm looking at like Garrett Wilson, who I like Garrett Wilson a lot, but that can be frustrating, you know, so it's really hard to say. You also could get in a bind if there's no London or no player, you know. It's hard to say, bro. The one picks become a little more complicated. The one used to be gold, and right now, with the way that the ADPs are climbing, one's tricky.
Yeah, it's very.
But if you play it right and Bucky fall, like, does Bucky have a chance of falling? With Chase Brown climbing, with also Genty falling is crazy. Some people are like, I won't take Genty in round 2 now. So who knows? But I don't think you get 11 other people that think like that though. You're just gonna have one person that's off the rocker. Yeah, Bijan would be my pick if it's running back heavy. I think you'll get some good wide receivers. Man. And then worst case scenario, if it's wide receiver or running back heavy environment, bro, you're gonna have now Rashee Rice fall really late. You're gonna have potentially MHJ or Garrett Wilson, or you'll have Travis Hunter, MHJ, and Rashee Rice now, and that's going running back. So if you can get that wide receiver room with a running back start, or even a running back start, right? You go Hampton, Chase Brown, and Bijan, and then you get MHJ or Garrett Wilson with Hunter and Rashee Rice, bro.
Right.
I mean, you're cleaning up. Igbuka is going to be a top 50 wide receiver as a rookie.
Yeah,
so
I believe it.
He's so good.
He's going to fill that role in for Chris Godwin, but I don't want to take up too much of your time, bro. Smitty, you're amazing.
All right,
bro.
man.
I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you. Congrats on your win last year. Later, bro.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, man.
Later. All right, is Box of Juice back on the phone line? I didn't mean to hang up on you. You there, Box? I don't think he is. Box, call back.
All right. He's back in the chat. So
yeah, Box.
He's happy now.
Okay, Box, call back, bro. I don't know what happened there. Let me go to Cody. Cody, you're live, my boy.
Hey, what's up, Smitty?
What's up, Cody? What can I do for you, Cody? What can I do for you, Cody?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? Can you hear me? I think I have phone issues.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm in a Dynasty league. This is my third year playing.
Yeah.
I drafted Hampton out of my rookie draft.
Mm-hmm.
Based on Genty's performance last night, do you think there's a way I could flip Hampton for Genty, or is it kind of not really worth it?
You know, you could have, I think, had Slater not gone down. I think that you had such a value injection in Hampton for that small shot of time, and then the Slater news just kicked it right in the sack. So now I think you got a player that has a question mark and a player that has a question mark in the layman's eyes. You know, the layman out there that doesn't know better. But you could try. I don't know what you'd have to give up to close the gap, but people are freaking out about Genty, bro. And even if somebody, the way I see it anyway, is anybody smart enough to draft him is not foolish enough to let 3 carries when Geno Smith wasn't even on the field during 1 or 2 of those, at least one. And did we see them stretching the field with Brock Bowers? Did we see? No, like, it's so ridiculous. But a person that drafted Genty, you got to also remember that people are biased, bro. The Genty drafter is going to be biasly against letting any of this influence them because they invested in him. They're going to have that natural bias involved. So the people that own him are not going to be wavering. But anybody that's like clowning on Genty right now never owned him. They never drafted him. They weren't going to draft him. They were haters anyway. They just sat there in the shadows like a cockroach, just sitting in the dark, waiting for some sign to come out. And the moment Genty pops off a big run, guess where they're headed again? And anybody saying, but the offensive line, you don't know what the offensive line's doing. They didn't run together for very long at all. Anybody judging one series of this unit being partly together doesn't know what they're talking about. You can't judge the offensive line on the second drive. You can't judge anything on the second drive. People are just out of their mind. It's hysteria. If you're on a plane, bro, with very smart people, you're on a plane, you're headed to Hawaii, you're in the middle of the ocean, and somebody gets a sore throat and starts breaking out in hives. Do you know what happens to all of these very intelligent people? Bankers, executives, lawyers, they all start breaking out in hives too. And they freak out and they have hysteria. Very smart people. You know, the whole plane's full of smart people. Hysteria is crazy. Hysteria is contagious. Hysteria is not logical. And once the plane lands, they go, actually, it was just a reaction to the peanuts. They have a peanut allergy. All the people that got the infectious hysteria, outbreaks, and they physically have outbreaks. People with the hysteria will actually have the outbreaks when they think they caught that disease on a plane or in a confined space. They literally break out in hives, and they don't even have a reason to break out. Their body forces them to break out in hives. And then when the plane lands and they say there was no contagion, the person that broke out in hives, the doctor, the lawyer, the very intelligent person, the hives go away within minutes. That's a factual thing. Hysteria is crazy. All right, last question, and then I gotta run over. Who am I talking to again? This is Cody. Cody, last thing.
Yes, sir. The only other question I have really right now is, speaking with Saquon and him getting up there in age in my dynasty, the owner that has Genty also has A-Chain. What do you think about ditching Saquon on youth and trying to see if I can work something to pull H-in, maybe give up a second-round rookie draft? I mean, if you get that trade with a second-rounder, we will give you a standing ovation. You got to use a first-rounder to get H-in from Barkley in a dynasty. Paired up with Saquon, Saquon
up.
And the second rookie, yeah. Or is that too much?
Wait, say the whole trade again. You want to trade what? Because I thought you were trying to get rid of Saquon.
It would essentially, it'd be Saquon and Hampton for Genty, A-Chain, and then next year's second round rookie pick.
Oh, okay. I don't think you walked me through that exact thing. But okay, so it would be Hampton, Barkley,
Hampton, and Saquon
for,
and the second round rookie pick for A-Chain and Genty.
For Genty and H. Yeah, I mean, you got to take that. That's
Cool.
home run.
All right, thanks, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah, because think about it, bro. I mean, first of all, Genty is the best player in the deal by far, regardless of what a layman says right now. And Achane over Barkley is such a home run. Even if the roles were reversed here and you were getting Hampton, you're maybe getting that gap is being closed between Barkley and Achane. There's a big gap there in Dynasty. Big gap. I mean, Achane could be the number one running back this year. He truly could. All right, bro, get that done. Smash it.
All right, thanks, sir.
All right, later.
Bye.
These 3 super chats real quickly. 2 questions: Harvey or Walker? Harvey by a country mile, especially given ADP, because Harvey's dropping to like 6 now. Ridley or Worthy given ADP? Worthy for me all day. Even if he climbs a little bit, this is a guy that would have played as the number 2 overall wide receiver last year if you extrapolate his final 5 played games, the 3 playoff games, the 2 regular season played games, and that includes a very bad playoff performance or a mediocre playoff performance. I did not cherry pick. You extrapolate the 5 games, he's wide receiver 2 based on that data. Not saying that that's the smartest way to extrapolate or anything. I'm just telling you that's how good and consistent he was in his final 5 played games, and people run their mouth about him being inconsistent. They don't know what they're talking about. 12-team 2-keeper league kept Achane, Bowers, London, Jacobs, Taylor, Amon-Ra, Hampton, Ladd. Our best player available during the pick 12. Which 2 should I get? Hampton and Ladd. Amon-Ra. Okay, it's all kind of smashed together here. I'm assuming Hampton and Ladd is what you're asking me. Or are you asking me about all these? Kept Achane. Oh, yeah, okay, all of them. London, Jacobs, Taylor, Amon-Ra, Hampton, Ladd are the best available. Okay. I'm going to go London for sure. Honestly, London and Amon-Ra are the safest. Would I be opposed if there's keeper value involved to have Hampton over Amon-Ra? I would take Hampton over Amon-Ra if there was keeper value and significant, longer term investment. But London lock, and then it's between Amon-Ra and Hampton. But I would lean Hampton if there's, especially because there's a running back. But if there's keeper value, 14-team 1 QB, then back over to Box of Juice. 1 QB dynasty keeper hybrid can keep 7 players each year as long as we want. Dak, Fields, Nico, Pickens, Pearsall, Coleman, Brees, Bigsby. Which would you cut? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're cutting 1. I guess I'm cutting.
So
You what, Travis?
I'd probably cut Pearsall.
It's between Pearsall and Coleman. The reason I probably cut Coleman is because you can draft him back easier if you really wanted him, because he's gonna fall. Pearsall, people are loving Pearsall, but Jennings news yesterday that they have no timetable for his return. I think if you wanted to play it that way, it would be the easiest way to consume Coleman back or get your team back together again. But you might find a better player that you don't want to draft Coleman back. But I personally would. That's tough because I think Coleman's gonna ball. I just think you can get him back. That's going to be my answer. I think you could get him back easier. I don't think he's going to get picked up right away. He won't be one of the first people drafted. But Pearsall could. And so if you wanted to keep all of them. Now, if I was in a vacuum, I kind of agree with Travis that I think Coleman's better than Pearsall this year, maybe. But you got to keep in mind that there's a lot of Pearsall truthers out there. And there's probably a Pearsall truther right now typing, "You're out of your mind. Pearsall's so good." No one's saying he's not good. But Ayuk will be back. Not that Ayuk's good. And not that he'll be good this year, but he'll be back to cloudy the situation week 5, 6, 7. He's not going to play the first 4 weeks. And then you've got Jennings. He's definitely playing week 1. It's just we don't know when he's back. So will he be out of, not in a groove? You've got Kittle. You've got CMC. You've got a very crowded wide receiver room. And so I think Pearsall is going to be inconsistent. I think you could easily argue Pearsall and Coleman are identical in terms of risk and value and upside and all that. So it's wild to me that people think that San Francisco is a very, very safe place for him to have consistent value, especially with Trent Williams, that offensive line. I'm real concerned. Purdy goes down, it's over. Dynasty Superflex, are we using Tory Horton hype to get Milroe trade done? Are we using Tory Horton hype to get a Milroe trade done? I'm not sure what you mean. Use Tory. Why would you use that to get a trade done? to answer the question, I guess, is Horton going to the moon. He's a moon man. And Milroe is a midseason monster. And I think
outer space.
I don't know how you're using Horton to get a deal done. I'm not sure what Travis. What does he mean on that? Do you know? 5 gifted memberships by Zach. Thank you, Zach.
No, I don't really get it.
I don't get how you do.
Does that mean he's trading away Milroe?
Yeah, I don't know. Jonathan, maybe there's another question you think I remember that I don't. But clarify this one. I guess to answer it, though, if let's say, the show is ending right now and I was answering this, I'd be like, Horton's going to go to the moon. Milroe's going to eventually go to the moon. Do it live. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I love it. Let me go over to Box of Juice. Go ahead, Box of Juice, and go ahead and start your point.
You got me on the line still, right?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, Box?
Oh yeah, I was just we were just talking about how you were telling me I'm derailing the chat.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on from that. Just I
definitely get a
understand how it comes off when I'm in the middle of a show. Yeah. Think of it like I'm in front of a classroom of people, and it's okay to disagree. It's fine. Like, I get such a bad rap for being somebody that doesn't let people disagree with me. I have an open mother freaking phone line. Like, is there another analyst in the business that will debate people and have disagreements with? No. But when people are in my live chat and they're trying to flip people, like, hey, this guy doesn't know. That's when you start feeling like that's what you're doing. That's when I would probably back off so you don't get put in timeout or worse. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I get a little too trolly or whatever when it comes to your Chiefs takes. I just get real devil's advocate.
Okay,
oriented.
well, go ahead. You're on the phone line. Go ahead and be as devil advocate as you want to be, and then I'll let you talk for a few minutes. I won't interrupt you.
Oh, I was just saying I'm still fading Mahomes. Is all I was trying to say. Where he's going. I don't think he'll be terrible. But
why? When the 8th round is like on best ball 8th round, in non-best ball 6th round, tell me how he doesn't earn that value when he's in the worst season ever, QB 10. Let me merge this call so it doesn't. Let me just merge this call so it doesn't hang you up. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Hey, mute yourself real quickly, caller, if you don't mind. All right, go ahead, Juice. Go ahead.
Well, I've been seeing him go like late 5th, mid 5th, but maybe if it's a little later than that, I can see it.
Yeah.
But I was talking around the 5th round.
I mean, it does depend on what platform. Like if you're on Underdog, it's
Pickens. I'm thinking, yeah.
Well, on Underdog, he's in round 7. He's at pick 84. So there's that environment to speak on. In a non-best ball, he can go as high as 5, sure. But this news certainly is kicking him down to 6, man. So you got to either reconfirm you're out in round 6, or maybe that changes your mind a little bit. But I mean, I don't know what more to tell people other than Reed said they're throwing downfield. Mahomes got in excellent shape, started hitting the gym, shaved his head. He's ready to roll. And he said we're throwing downfield. And Worthy became a top 5 wide receiver down the stretch and really came into his own. The game started clicking for him. And he's one of, if not the most dangerous goal line wide receivers in the National Football League. And I think he's the only Madden, I'm not saying the Madden ratings are good barometer or anything, but he's the only Madden player with a 99. He's arguably the fastest, or one of the fastest, but the fastest probably player in the league. And they're learning how to use him. And Royals they brought him in for a reason, and rookies translate right away. We can't pretend that a rookie can't come in and be number 4 because BTJ just did it. I'm not saying Royals will be 4. I'm just saying that Royals looks dominant in camp, bro. He's a big boy the way he plays. He plays big. And you've got Kelsey dropping LBs. This is still a top 12 pass catching room without Rice in it. So the fact that they were telling you we're throwing downfield, we're not messing around this year. They lost because they didn't. They got into the offense that they got into because they didn't have anybody. And Worthy was developing. But as soon as Worthy developed and was on his horse, bro, the Chiefs were throwing again. So I understand where you're coming from. I guess I'm just trying to let people I'm trying to make people aware that the Chiefs are not planning to do what they did last year, and take that for what it is.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, don't
I'll
you
still be fading him, but
don't you agree
you make good points though?
Don't you agree though that Mahomes being 1-3-4-1 should buy him some leeway from having 3 seasons where he was 7, 8, and 10? You know, I guess in this 10 right here could have very well been how they responded in 2020 from the 2019 number 8 rank for Mahomes. Like, they were gonna try and get him here in this number 10 finish last year. It's just he lost his receivers. And I know Rice being out sucks, right, but he may only still be out 4 games. So we don't have an official number. But even if he missed the 6, let's say, you still get a boatload of games, over 10 games of Mahomes with Rashee Rice. So I don't know, bro. I don't understand the hatred for a guy going on best ball at 84 overall ADP, or in grandma leagues, let's call it rounds.
Right. I'm not seeing 84. I'm taking him there. I'm seeing him at.
Okay, so you're not
I draft sleeper mostly.
Okay.
I'm seeing him 5th round.
But when I'm in here speaking up Mahomes, talking up Mahomes, and he is going 84, and a lot of people in here are playing best ball, and you're in there going, Mahomes is that, Mahomes this, Mahomes. Do you understand where, from my perspective, I'm like, what the hell are you saying, bro? Like, we're getting him at 84.
No, I apologize for
okay, that's fine.
Being like that.
All right, Box. What else you got? Hit me.
I definitely see where you're coming from.
Hit me with the Hampton Najee situation. What's your thought? What are your thoughts here?
Hey, Smitty, I got to jump. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Travis, thank you.
Guys.
Travis, did you have anything real quickly you want to say on anything before you jump?
No, I'll call it a day. No worries.
All right, later, bro. All right, go ahead, Box.
So I know you were disagreeing with that Ron guy. That was pretty funny. And I did say I agreed with him as well.
See?
So, you know, I'm just being that devil's advocate, and it might be a little annoying.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
That's right.
But I definitely was like, maybe don't talk about it. You don't really know, but it's looking more and more like you're right on that.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean,
nothing to say about that.
That's kind of why I do what I do, though. You know, it's like I'm not here to try and, like, Ron thinks in this particular situation I'm trying to spin a narrative, and I'm not. You know, I'm in here trying to. Big Prophet said Ron guy. This Ron guy, put some respect on Ron Navy's name. Ron Navy's only the highest super chatter in show history, 2 times over.
That was the Ron?
Yeah, it's Ron Navy. Yeah, but he's just joking.
Oh, sure.
Like he's famous now all of a sudden. Ron. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, no.
Super chat.
You could yell at Ron. Sure. It's okay. That doesn't make him somebody immune from being yelled at. I yelled at him the whole show. But he thinks I'm spinning a narrative, but I'm not. Like, just because the narrative that is being told jives with what I've been saying, when people don't like it, they think I'm being biased. But am I being biased, or am I just right in that moment and you don't like it? You know, that's typically the way it works. But yeah, I think you know, Najee, it's been pretty clear that there's been a problem, a very big problem. Teams don't just gloss over something like this when it's not a big deal. And the fact that we were like 5-6 days, I think, away from the 4th of July before anybody gave us any confirmation. There was word, people are like, he lost his arm, he lost like both eyes, like everyone was making stuff up, and they didn't address any of it. They knew it was out there, they didn't say a word. So that meant that it was bad. They were trying to figure out what was what before they came out, because if they didn't know, like, oh, he may or may not have lost his eye or vision, they're just saying it was superficial. Like, that was a bunch of horse crap. And we knew it was. We could smell it from a mile away. At least we could on this channel, because they said he should be ready for week 1. Like, when we're we're 2 months away from the season at that point, because it's been a month that we've been dealing with it. 2 months from the season. Yep. He should be out there in week 1. So it's not superficial. But anyway. All right, Box of Juice. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks for talking it out. And Yeah, I'm not trying to be.
You're fine, bro.
Rude and whatnot. And
You're fine.
I'll try and scale back on the trolling shit.
I mean, look. There's things you could say that are positive too. You know, like I think people get caught in that. Okay, I'm just gonna wait to say anything until Smitty says something I disagree with, and then you just come in and you start looking like you're just hating on the show all the time. But there might be stuff you do agree with, you know. So we need more of that, and in that way, when you say something negative, it doesn't really. It's like no, Box says a lot of positive stuff. I feel like you used to.
Yeah, because I agree with most of your takes. It's just the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs, man.
I know, and that's bleeding through. That you have a Chief hatred bias bleeding through. But when, like I said, and I know we just went over it, we don't need to go over it again. But when he's 84 overall and you like that value, and you're sitting here arguing with me about the Chiefs, it's kind of frustrating when you're like, yeah, 84 I like. Then why are you saying I'm wrong? All right.
I haven't seen him gone.
But that's
there.
his ADP.
I didn't see him going there at all.
But his ADP is 84, and we draft every night on Underdog, and we get him in the 84 to 8th round range on Underdog every single night at midnight. So that's why I'm saying, like, for
I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, I guess not, but that's right. We'll start over, Box. Appreciate you. Later, bro.
Later.
All right. This is what I have to deal with. But hey, good guy. He made up for it. My callers, wait 1 second. Most important league draft is in an hour. 9th pick. Wish me luck. Blanco, go do it live. Don't be afraid to go Genty. Don't let the Genty people scare you off. But don't be afraid to go Achan either. I mean, we love Achan, my guy. Achan, Bucky, or Kyron in the second round. I'm going to go Bucky, then I'm going to go... Oh, man. I guess I go... Like, Bucky's my number 4 running back. Achan's my number 5. But Achan's got a higher ADP. But since this is already your second round pick, you got to decide between one of them and you're not getting the other. So, chat, can we vote real quick? Achan or Bucky or Achan? Because Fly can't draft both of them by going one in round 1 and one in round 2. If so, you take Achan first to try and grab both. But can I get a vote on this, Achan or Bucky in round 2? I got an Achan vote. I got another Achan vote. 2 Achan votes. That's a really, really tough call. I guess I would lean Achan by a hair if it's PPR. Achan by a hair in PPR. If it's half PPR or non, I'd lean Bucky. If it's half PPR, it's kind of a tie, bro. It's kind of draw straws. Love both of them. I just have Bucky 4. It's funny because that's like my prediction, my finish. But when you're drafting, it's like you just, there's ADP reasons behind it. But when you're in the second round and you have no advantage of trying to play that out, I'm gonna say Bucky. I love Achan. Achan's my 5, Bucky's my 4 for a reason. Bijan for Hampton, Harvey, and a 27 first rounder. Bijan for Hampton and Harvey and a 27 first rounder. Get more. The Bijan deserves more. And yeah, try and work Genty in there somehow. Incoming Bryce Young and T-Mac greatness. Okay. I'm not gonna rip on you for that. I'm hopeful. I think Hunter by far over Tet McMillan, which is I think what you're asking here. Hunter for sure for me. Got a couple of Achan votes, a Bucky vote. They're all kind of flooding in still. Let's go Perry. Let's see. Yeah, 904. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, my name is Ali. I'm calling from Jacksonville, Florida. Go Jags.
904. Your name is what?
Ali. A-L-I. Like the boxer.
Oh, A-L-I. Ollie. Okay, Ollie, what can I do for you, bro?
Yeah, so I just wanted to see if you could help me with some drafting advice or kind of what you would do in my shoes. I'm in a 2-keeper league, full PPR. So I got 2 running backs, 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex, and of course tight end. My keepers are Bijan and Gibbs. Last season I traded to get Gibbs based off of your recommendation, and I'm super happy with having the best running back room in the league. Now, the way it works, we don't do any round association. So the first 2 rounds are automatically our keepers, and basically our round 1 is round 3, right?
All right.
So my question is, if hypothetically, I don't know the pick order yet, but if I had the first pick would it be better to go Ashton Genty, he's going to go number 1 off the board, right? Or go Drake London and start my wide receivers off?
With Gibbs and Bijan, oh, man, that's pretty good to grab London.
2 flex. So, I could have a 3-headed dragon with Ashton, or I could, start my wide receivers off with London.
Damn. I mean, I'm drafting Genty over London, but London's still a first-round player to me. You're talking about 11, 12 overall is what he's worth. And Genty's going, in my mind, Genty's 5 to 12. And London's 11 to 12. So the value's there, but best player available does consider your position of need. God, that's hard to pass up on Genty, Bijan, and Gibbs, though. That is the three-headed monster. That is the definition of the three-headed monster. Those are my top 3 running backs. And Gibbs and Bucky are right there, though. Like, just so you know. But damn, that is a fantastic chat. Should he go with the triple RB and just say, you know what, the receivers will be there. I'll get Igbuka. I'll get Rashee Rice now at a discount. I'll get Travis Hunter, and I'll probably still get a Garrett Wilson or MHJ on top of that. He probably will. What are we thinking here, Chad? Are we going Genty, Bijan, and Gibbs, or are we going London? I got 1 vote for the triple RB. I got triple RB from Travis. Genty, I would, says Bruce. We got a lot of. I love seeing the Genty truthers coming in strong. To be honest, this is fantastic. Okay, not to confuse you, but I will say London could be like wide receiver 2 or 3 this year. He really could.
That's right.
But
him and Penix went kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
And 3 wide receivers, 2 flex.
3 wide receivers, 2 flex. 2 running back and 2 flex, though, right?
Yep.
Jeez. Does that change anyone's mind? 3 wide receivers and then 2 flex. Position of need is such a biatch. Because it can really pull on your heartstrings and mess with your head. Who are the other wide receivers available?
It'll be A.J. Brown, McConkey, Najigba, Hill, Higgins.
I guess my last question would be this: if you do go triple running back, what are the receiver? What's the first receiver you're likely going to get? Who's going to be your wide receiver 1? If you had to guess, are you still going to get Garrett Wilson, MHJ, or because it's this keeper form? You what?
It would either be Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, maybe Mike Evans, Rice, Metcalf, Moore, that range, or Higgins possibly.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that as your number 1 wide receiver though. Like I would like the top part of what you said, but not like Higgins or anything. If you can get if you feel really confident you're getting MHJ or Garrett Wilson, go Genty. Try the triple RB, bro.
Okay.
All right, my man.
I appreciate it. One more question.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
In this range of wide receivers, who do you think is going to have the best season? We got Zay Flowers, which I'm out on Zay Flowers, but besides from him, Jamison Williams, Pickens, McMillan, Waddle, Studi, Ridley. Like, what would you say would be like the top 3? So J-Mo, Pickens, McMillan, Waddle.
Pickens, J-Mo, then maybe McMillan. I love Pickens this year. Pickens has been catching everything, and he does it one-handed like every time. He looks so good right now. I like J-Mo a lot, but Pickens is in a better passing attack by quite a bit.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
All right, later, bro. Last caller, 318. What's your name and where are you calling from? 318.
Smitty, it's me, Taylor, again from Louisiana. I got a perfect ending here. I got a Triple H and Associates life question for you.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let me get them on the phone line. 1 second.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Hello? This is receptionist Maggie. Are you looking for one of the Triple H's?
Yeah, listen, I got some life advice I'm looking for here. Calling in the Triple H number.
Okay.
I got an absolute 10. I'm seeing tonight. First date. I asked her what she wanted for dinner. She told me, and this is I'm not kidding here, Smitty.
Is this gonna be okay? This is not gonna be X-rated. All right, go ahead. Go.
No. She told me Burger King, and I wanted to know, is that a red flag?
It's a test.
This is our first date
No,
we're going
it's
on.
a test.
I came up with a pretty stellar.
It's a test.
He wants Burger King. She gets Burger King. Is that what we're going with?
No, it's a test. If you do Burger King, she knows that you're. I think she's testing you. You know what I would do, bro?
Okay.
Do you know what kind of food she likes? What kind of food does she like?
I do.
Besides burger.
She's vegetarian. She hit me. She's vegetarian.
Okay, so why is she going to Burger King? She like the fries?
She said that she likes their Impossible Whopper. She said that was gas.
I don't think she's showing up. I think she's trolling you, bro. I think that might be box of juice.
Bro, she sent me pictures.
Okay. Yeah, well.
She sent me pictures of like the Burger King.
Okay. I think he's done. I don't know what kind of pictures he's. You're done. You're done. You're done.
You're done. You're done.
That probably was the gobbler. I don't know. He didn't gobble at the end because look, my advice to you is this. She's testing you. No vegetarian goes to Burger King anyway. They find Burger King disgusting. They harm animals, and that's what a vegetarian's going to say to you. She's testing you. Find out what she likes. Bring her that. Sounds like you're done anyway, though. I don't think she's showing up. I think that's box of juice trolling you, pretending to be somebody on the other end, and then you're going to show up, and there's going to be a box of juice sitting there. You're done. All right. Appreciate everyone who super chatted. Thank you, Flyer. Did I answer everybody? Blanco, appreciate you. Overcome, did I answer Overcome's question? Yes, I think I did. Did I answer everybody's super chat? I think I did. If I didn't, please tell me not. If I ever miss a super chat, just tell me in the chat and I'll answer it in the chat for you and make it up to you. Joe, appreciate you. Carrie, Kendall, appreciate the super chat. LB, appreciate you. Blanco, Jonathan. Did Jonathan ever re-clarify his question? Jonathan, thank you for the super chat. I just didn't understand it. Jonathan, as a throw-in. Okay, Jonathan. Are you still there, Jonathan? Here's the problem with this, man. So you were saying, do you use the hype on Horton to get Milroe? This is tough because you're kind of gassing up Milroe, I think, by hyping up Horton in a way, in my opinion. Even though that touchdown didn't come by Milroe, it's just Milroe had such an exciting game. And if you're hyping up the offense and hyping up the youth movement of that team in the direction, they know Milroe's the future. They know how good Milroe looked. So if you hype up Horton or send him Horton, the last thing he's going to want to do is trade Milroe if you're giving him Horton. And the last thing I want to do, Jonathan, is divide those two monsters up, because Milroe to Horton might be a thing. That might be Milroe and Horton and Associates at some point. Maybe a smaller law firm that opens up. I just think that I don't think I'm doing that. I don't want to get rid of Horton. Number one, Horton's going to be a monster, and his value's climbing by the second. He's a moon man extraordinaire.
The moon men dropping loads in outer space.
I'm going to say do it differently. Get Milroe, do it differently. Milroe's not even locked in anything. Horton is. You know what I'm saying? And I love Milroe, but you got to be smart about that. Thank you, Jonathan, for that super chat. Thank you, Alec. Appreciate you. Overcome. Appreciate you. Fly. Appreciate you. Did I end up answering this one? HN, Bucky, Kyron in the second. I think I did. Oh, and then the second part of the question I didn't. Okay, then I did answer it when you put it in the chat, though. Hunter or Tez, which I think you mean Tet. Oh, no, Tet. Wait. Bro, you mean Tet, right? You typed Tez twice, but you mean Tet, I think. I think you got autocorrect on that twice. Hunter over Tet McMillan all day long. And that's not a knock on Tet McMillan. That's just how good Hunter is. He's a premium athlete. He's a premium wide receiver. He's a wide receiver 1 in the making, no matter what people think about T-Law or what T-Law's got to walk on water for that to happen. It's not the case. Where's Jonathan? Jonathan, did you get my answer? All right. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. We'll be back at 8 p.m. in just about an hour.